easy to kind of throw out a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know I don't know what direction they're looking to go in. I don't know who they're trying to market to. Like I need more about that, and then I can kind of give you more insight as to what's already out there, how it pertains to their product, right? Because
Awesome.
what they sent you the links, it's very generic. I mean, if that's what they're looking for, great. But I don't know if that's what they're looking for, and I don't think they know what they're looking for. So that's the
Right.
problem.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, so let's see here. We'll wait a couple. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Let me, Jonathan, can you ping Sakinya and ask him what his ETA is?
No, I took this. I took this. Hey Chris.
Hey,
Yo. So yesterday I was talking to Sean. I came up with this idea for like the app. I wanted to run it by you, see what you thought about it. I've been getting pretty good feedback off of it though. So what it is was like, um, so we're gonna have like a database of like all these pictures of these shoes and descriptions of them, right? Um, and I wanted to know, like, let's say you pass by a store and you see the shoe on display and you don't know the name of it, right? What if you could take a picture of that shoe and our database will have that shoe pop up with the name of it? Like a Shazam for shoes. Like a Shazam, right? For shoes.
I think it's probably a good idea. The only issue is that, all right, so it's good because it's in the moment, right? So I'm Mr. Customer. So think of yourself as that guy. So I'm that guy. I'm in the Bronx, right? I'm in New York City. I'm walking around. I'm on Tremont, and I see a store. It's Dr. J's. They got a shoe that's in the glass. I have no idea who the hell it is, who makes it. I know it's a Nike. I want to take a picture of it, and I want the website or whatever it is to come back and tell me exactly what it is and where I can find it. The issue is that if you're in that moment, I could easily just buy what I Shazam. Now Shazam makes perfect sense because I'm sitting in the car. I hear a great song. I'm in a bar. I hear a great song. I have no idea who the hell it's by. So I just kind of put the phone in the air and whoever, right? So I take that information, I store it, and then when I get home, I iTunes it, Bear Share, Google, whatever the hell it is that you do. So then I get it. If it's something where the consumer is walking around, he could easily just walk in the store and get that info. So why use the app? You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, okay.
the app would have to provide something different. Like example, Walmart has the same thing. So Walmart has this thing inside their app that what you could do is you could actually scan any barcode you want. So let's just say I'm in a store, and let's say I pick up a product, right? And
Yeah.
I want to know if Walmart has it for a better price. It doesn't matter what store I'm in. I could scan the barcode, and then the Walmart app will come back to me and tell me how much they actually stock it for.
Oh,
So
okay.
you know what I'm saying? So it provides the customer a different kind of resource. Now for us, you know, is there value to the customer if the store's open and I could just walk in there and be like, yo, what's that sneaker right there, and do you have a size 10 and a half? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only real issue. Now, we provide value if we can provide some kind of value where we show the customer that it's available at Foot Locker, it's available at East Bay, it's available at Finish Line, and here's the prices. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that would be like an added component.
Yeah. So if we could do something like that, oh, that's fantastic. So I'm walking by Dr. J's. I'm on Webster Ave, or I'm on Tremont. I'm wherever the hell I'm at in the city, and I see a pair of Bo Jacksons that I really like. They're in the window, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even realize those came out. Before I pay $100 in Dr. J's, let me see if somebody else has them. Boom, I scan it, and then it automatically comes up that Foot Locker not only has them, but they're on sale for $90. Finish
Nice.
Line's got them, but they're on sale for whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Then that's a different resource.
So that's funny that you say that, Chris, because we had our weekly meeting with Sneaker Shouts today. They have their releases page and the deals page. The technological problem that we're solving is that he puts up a link to an image of a shoe, then puts out a bit.ly link. That's just like a shortened URL. And the reason why he puts that link on the page is because what it really does, it talks to an affiliate marketing site, takes his affiliate code, puts it at the end of the URL for the shoe, and then goes and launches the foot site, whether it's Foot Locker, Champs, whatever it is. What he was saying today was he was like, that shoe was available at multiple foot sites. And so one of the things that we're building from a technology point is that to be able to go, well, the problem was that he wanted to put the title of the shoe and the current price of it underneath the shoe, but there's no technology out for that right now. So we built that for Nike, and now we're building it for a bunch of other different foot sites as well, but not to get too detailed because he uses like 50 different foot sites to do his releases page. And I told him, I said, okay, if you do 50 foot sites, what's the 10 foot sites that's the 20% that's going to give you 80% of your return back? Because he wants to be able to, under the shoe, say it's available at Champs, it's available at Foot Locker, and all of that. So that satisfies his technological concerns. And also, wouldn't that type of technology be the same one that you'd use to, like, after you have the barcode?
Exactly. So again, you got to think of your user experience. So
Correct.
The user experience is almost immediate. So I want to serve an immediate need. So if I'm walking around and I want to get these shoes, I want to get them in my hand. So if I have the ability to walk into the store right now and put my credit card down, put my cash down, and I can walk out with them, that's what I'm going to go with, right? So I'm only the problem with online is fine. I found myself in this conversation yesterday. The problem with online is online shopping is not immediate. I got to pay for shipping. I got to wait. It takes 3 days. I'm watching tracking numbers, all this bullshit. I want to get it now, right? So the minute stores figure out, and like the Gap's got a perfect system, Best Buy probably has the best system out there where they do the reserve. So I can easily go online, purchase my product right there, and then have it reserved. So all I got to do is roll in the store, and they have it right there available for me, right? So to kind of circle back around, back to the app and back to Sneaker Shouts, if you can provide a resource where the customer's saying, okay, I'm okay with waiting a couple days to get it if I can get it at a better price. You know what I'm saying? So instead of me walking into Dr. J's right now and buying this, if I could scan this and this gives me 5 stores or 3 stores or 2 stores and one of them happens to be cheaper than what it's going to be in this store right now, and I could go right on my phone and get it and purchase it, but I only got to wait 2 days, but I'm going to save $30, that's got value. Then that's worth me taking the phone out. You know what I'm saying? Same way with Walmart. So it's worth me scanning the barcode, because when I scan the barcode, shit, Walmart might have it for $5 cheaper, $10 cheaper. You never know. So I use that shit all the time.
That's interesting. I understand exactly where you're coming from here. That's good stuff, because can it be built? The answer is yes. That's really cool. Should it be built? You know, I think that's, you know, it's more like we should be a sniper instead of a Gatling gun. And to your point, the user experience, we'll always be in a good shape if we're solving problems that people are having like immediately. Not like big ideas, great ideas, but what's the problems that people are having right now? And that's the type of nut that's the nut we got to crack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I mean, you know me, man, and I say it all the time. Have car, will travel, right? So right now I'm in the process of restoring this bike that I found, and I'm like stripping paint and doing all this bullshit to it. And I was going crazy trying to find a goddamn kickstand. So I found one. I found a kickstand at I think it was Toys R Us. I was taking my kid to karate. Toys R Us had a kickstand. It was $10. I scanned the shit in the barcode. Come to find out, company, same shit, and it was $5. Right? So have car will travel. So on the way home, I stopped by Walmart and I picked it up. Got that information from the app. There you go.
I see. Yeah, yeah. That makes total sense. So that's does that answer any questions you got as far as the I guess the idea that you had, Jonathan, with the app?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like he just delved deeper into the idea, like, because it would still, like, if you scan it, it would be the same thing, right? It would be kind of like the same
Exactly.
process, right? Because you still have to take a picture and it would scan it into our database, and then it would find prices that, or whatever would be cheaper or like with a better pricing, from different stores.
Well, see, what you're talking about is there. So there has to be the technology where scanning the barcode's easy because it has things like the SKU ID, and that's just a simple database lookup of I don't know what shoe has this SKU. But now when you're talking about taking pictures, that's when you start getting into innovative technology. So if you look at Google, a lot of people don't know you can do a on Google by image. So I can put up an image on Google, do a search for that, and Google will give me results because they have an image recognition system. That's what Nike Destroyer used to crack that. So Chris, you remember when there was that hashtag behind the shoe, RSVP system?
Yep.
That's what Nike Destroyer used. Google has this technology called OCR. It's a free package, but you got to be a developer to use it. And what it is that you feed it an image, and you tell it what you're looking for, and it'll spit back out like what that thing is. And Google built their whole entire image search on that technology right there. So that's the innovative part of it, and that would build on top of like here's the SKU, which is equivalent to, as Chris would say, scanning a barcode and then going and finding where that SKU is. So the question I have, Chris, is what's the lowest common denominator that all of those sites use? Not like because that's the thing that we're going to need to know. That's irrelevant if we build an application or any of that. And that's what you would know and bring it to the table with your expertise. The SKU.
Yeah. Well, see
Like
that's where it starts to something different. So
what's the lowest common denominator that every foot site has? Like, is it a SKU? If I have a box and I have a shoe that has a SKU, is that SKU the same throughout all of the foot sites?
Well, here's where it starts getting tricky. All right, so Nike assigns, it's either an 8-digit or a 9-digit SKU number, right? So there's a 5-digit number up front, and there's a 3-digit color code that comes in the back. So if you type in Nike, 45678-302, a sneaker will pop up, right? Because that's the actual SKU for the Nike. Every single Nike has one. Now, Foot Locker, what they did was Foot Locker and by dissension, everybody that Foot Locker owns. So Foot Locker, Champs, East Bay, Foot Action, Final Score, all of those are all owned by Foot Locker Inc. The problem is Foot Locker Inc. assigns a separate SKU number for every single pair of sneakers they have. And it starts with either a 4-1 if it's Foot Locker, it's a 4-0 if it's Foot Action, it's a 2-0 if it's Champs, and I don't know what the hell Final Score uses. So if you're simply talking mass, if it's mass, it's always going to be the Nike SKU. Because Nike uses that SKU, not Nike. Most retailers use that SKU number that Nike gives out. The only ones that don't is Foot Locker. You know what I'm saying?
Serious?
But that's a large number of stores that you're now omitting.
Right. So we're doing our weekly retrospective here for SneakyHead. Yeah. So wait a minute. This is a little touch confusing though, man. So you're saying that Nike comes out with a SKU. I'm looking for the thing that's the unique identifier for a shoe. Nike comes out with a SKU. They definitely use it on their own site, of course, but when it comes to the foot sites, they use something different?
Not all foot sites. Now, if you were to go in and you would actually take Nike, so go in Google, type Nike, All right, and if you got a pair of if you got a pair, anybody on the phone, because I'm driving right now, has a pair of Nikes on, take your Nike off, look at the tag inside the sneaker. If you look at the tag inside the sneaker, you'll see the 9-digit number right there. All right, it's a 5-digit number up front, and then it's a dash, and then a 3-digit number on the back. That's the color code. So let's just say I wanted a pair of Prestos, right? And I don't know what color I want. If I type in Nike and I only type in the 5 digits in front, I'll get every single Presto they make. Now, if I want a specific color, I got to type in the color code in the back. Now, this is how the Nike outlet hustle works. So let's just say I want to find a pair of sneakers in an outlet. The way you do it is you call Nike Find, and you give them that 9-digit number. And what they'll do is they'll search your entire database for that sneaker somewhere, right? Now, let's translate that back into all the retailers. Some retailers follow the same system as Nike because, why fuck with what works? So if Nike's using it, we'll use the same shit, right? Except Foot Locker. Now, what Foot Locker does is Foot Locker creates their own SKU. Example, right now, the Nike not LeBrons, the Kobe's, the Flyknit lows, the red ones, the red Flyknit lows that came out like a year ago, Foot Locker marked those down to $75. All right? If you know the SKU, which is unique to Foot Locker or unique to Foot Action, you can walk into a Foot Locker, give them that SKU number, they'll search their entire database, and they'll find it in the store free. But if you walk into a Foot Locker, and let's say you have the Nike number, they can't help you. And they can't help you look it up. You got to actually have the number in order for them to search for it, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does. So it's like it's like you have the so the SKU is relative to the actual unit, right? Is that what you're saying?
For Foot Locker.
Well, let's be clear. Let's say that there's a Nike shoe because Foot Locker doesn't make shoes. So we got to be careful because Nike is not only the vendor but is also the retailer as well. That's the way that their thing's set up. So Nike has a SKU, and they use that SKU to identify the unit and also for lookup because they don't really need another number. Foot Locker, they have that SKU, but that's only related to the units that they have on their shelves. It has nothing to do with their internal system itself. Is that correct?
Actually, the other way around. The SKU, yes, you're correct. The SKU number that Nike gives out is strictly just so whatever. It's on the boxes. It is what it is. But if you were to actually walk into a Foot Locker company search, or you were to do a search online for that particular SKU, it will not come up if you're using a Nike number. It won't come up because Foot Locker has their people. They all go by the Nike SKU, all of them, every single last one of them. Only Foot Locker in specific SKU number. But in terms of relating it back to the app, and if you're trying to get the most bang for your buck and you want the consumer, if you're eliminating all of Foot Locker Inc., you're eliminating a large chunk of retailers.
Got it. Does anybody else use their, are we to assume that every foot site has their own identifying conventions?
No, that's what I just said. The majority of the foot sites use the Nike SKU. I would say 75 to 80% they use the Nike SKU. The other 30 are generally Foot Locker Inc. company stores. I mean, it's Foot Locker in control, but again, if you eliminated that 30%, let's just say it like this: your average consumer who's walking around, he's got a shitload of Foot Lockers by him. He may have never heard of SneakyHead.com. You know what I'm saying? So when push comes to shove, if he's using the app and you want to use the app to be proactive or actually reactive, and I want to scan it and then see who's got it available, I'm not going to get a bunch of sites that I've heard of. I'm probably going to get a bunch of sites I've never heard of before. So from a user experience, I feel more comfortable doing business with a Foot Locker because I know them. There's one in my mall, yada, yada, yada. I never heard of SneakyHead. I don't know what the hell that is, but they have them.
You got it, man. That's really cool. So So that's really valuable information there, especially yeah, you're right. You know, it's even though that they do their own thing. But when you say Foot Locker, you told me years ago. You said there for the foot sites, there's one foot site, or I think it was Foot Locker, but you said they all have the same inventory. Remember a few years ago when you told me that, and I didn't understand, and I get it now. But you were like, there's Nike, and then there's this. I don't know if it's Foot Locker, Foot Action, but they all have this. But they're the ones that are suppliers for Foot Locker, Foot Action, Champs, all of that stuff.
Now, here's where it starts getting tricky. So there's a difference between online and the actual. We're talking about online. When you are online, Foot Locker shares inventory. So if you find a pair of sneakers on footlocker.com and you go to footaction.com and you go to eastbay.com and you go to champs.com, you'll see the same shoe, same size, same shit. Where the hell's their site at? It's somewhere. I think it's in like Tennessee or something like that. They all ship from the same place. So when you're talking online, Foot Locker Inc. controls. Let's just say there's 100,000 units that comes out from one pair of sneakers for Foot Locker. That 100,000 units is all controlled in one warehouse by website. So Foot Action's got a certain allocation, Foot Locker's got a certain allocation, Champs has a certain allocation, Eastbay has the same allocation, but it all comes from the same place.
Oh, I see.
If you're go check the other websites. Go check Foot Action, go check Champs, check Eastbay, and you'll see the same goddamn.
Got it. I see. Thanks for that information. I appreciate it.
One of those share the same inventory.
Awesome. So, speaking of the app, just to, that's a little bit of R&D. But as far as what we got to focus on what's happened the past week too. Noel's actually been cranking away at the mobile How to Not app, and what's really cool is I think we'll actually be able to have something for this weekend, which is totally awesome. Like I've seen it already. He's got it working on an iPhone, and it looks pretty damn good. And we'll see what we can do to get that on our mobile devices as fast as possible. It works on an iPhone 6 Plus all the way down to iPhone 4, which is really cool. And that's really great because we've done a lot of experimenting and market research, and it always feels nice to have a product out there. So I think that's really cool. And I know Chris, you were mentioning that too as well. And Noel's definitely have to say, I would say thanks to Noel when we get that out there because he definitely put his work in the past week.
Well, here's what I can tell you as far as tying all this to kind of closing up somebody's. Sure, I think that was Jonathan before. What you could do is instead of trying to tie the user experience to walking into a store and I don't know what those sneakers are on the glass, you could tie the Hot or Not app into this, right? So the minute I click that the sneaker's hot or it's not, if I click that it's hot, you could then tie that into that, right? So Foot Locker then comes up, or Champs comes up, or I show you a bunch of retailers that has it, has your size, has whatever, here's the price.
Nice. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. And the real cool part about it is to start off, Sneaker Shouts, we're going to be using their Sneaker Shouts is going to be providing us as the engine to pump the shoes through to the How to Not app.
Good. So again,
Yeah.
you could take the two of those and kind of tie those in together because it's all about the customer experience. So the customer is going to then want to start using the app more because it's going to get me that much more closer to my shoes. You know what I'm saying? And to make it even better, it may get me closer to my shoes at a discounted price, which is even more better.
Well, because it makes you there is an end goal. Like think Angry Birds, right? If I'm not mistaken, Angry Birds, its only goal is to suck away your time. And when it sucks away your time, you really aren't left with anything. Like you're left used and abused because it's not like you get Chuck E. Cheese bucks or you get even a free coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. But with this, there's an end in mind where you actually, like to your point, you can walk out the door and be like, oh, I was playing this game, and next thing I know, I was purchasing the shoe, just because I like something. Because, at the end of the day, if you like it and it's available, you're going to get it.
again, so like those brand new duck boots that just came out. So there's these Air Force One duck boots that just came out that are pretty hot, right? So let's say you load up the duck boots into the Hot or Not app. I'm a guy. I get it on my phone. I click on hot or it's not or whatever. I click on it, it's hot, and then all of a sudden, after I click on it's hot, then 4 retailers comes up. Come to find out, Finish Line's got them, has my size, and they're only $90. I'm like, $90, that's it? Oh shit, you know what? And then if we really want to get ahead of ourselves, we can integrate a checkout system where I can just click on them and check out right there. Forget about it. Then you're controlling the user experience from front to end, and you're letting them dictate it. So you're letting the user think they have more power than they really do.
Right,
which
because
is fantastic.
The checkout system is just automation, and I mean, at the end of the day, at least in regards to Nike and eBay, isn't that the same technology that we use just to cook on the sites already?
Exactly.
Oh,
so exactly. So you're tying all those loops together. You're making the consumer think that they have way more power than they really do. You're satisfying an immediate need, and all you're really doing is just providing information. Because the truth is, the user could have went on footlocker.com whenever the hell he wanted and checked out whenever he wanted. So it's not like we're giving him special access to anything. We're just making the experience that much more easier for him, and we're making it easier for him to check out.
And what's awesome is that we aren't even violating any terms and services agreements from the sites. Like, not that I give a shit, but we aren't even breaking any terms and services agreements because we're just using publicly available data that's already on their site.
Yep.
That's nice. That's real nice, actually. So as far as this weekend, Chris, you trying to head over to to the conference? I think Jonathan tried to reach out to your boy, but we haven't had any contact back or any feedback back.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I'll call Jamie tomorrow. I mean, I haven't had a chance to reach out to him. I'm going to see what's up. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it on Saturday. I got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. If I have time and I can make it, I'll definitely be there. I kind of already laid the groundwork for what I was looking to establish anyway. You know me, man. I hate those goddamn sneaker shows. So I'm saying, like, I hate those damn things. So I don't know if it's really necessary for me to even really go. But if I have free time and I can make it, I'll definitely check it out.
Awesome. If we could just make sure we put the link in too, because I want to speak to him. I definitely want to speak to him in person for sure. That'll be it'll be much better time related and all of that stuff, and that'll be awesome. Because we're definitely looking to go, and however we got to secure a couple of tickets, we'll take care of that, and at least 2. And I know he was mentioning about comp tickets and all of that. Even if he can't, like, we'll go regardless of which. We have a budget for that, so that's not a problem. But we definitely want to reach out to just show the interest there because as we start making these connections, and we're making them tons of them now like that, we just got to make sure we tie up all of the loose ends and keeping connection going. And my mom always says, there's no trick to doing business. You just walk around and act as if every person has a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. Not make me feel special, like fuck all of that, but make me feel important. Does it make sense?
Well, just like I said last week, and I mean, my commitment to the group was to bring in some blogs. So I talked to my boy from the shoe game. I talked to G-Rock a couple days ago, and G-Rock's 100% on board. He's like, and I've known G for forever. So he's like, dude, just tell me what you need. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, once you have something viable, once you really have something that you want to market and you want to push, let me know. I'll put it right on our blog. I'll put SneakyHead.com. I'll give an expose on you, the team, what you guys are looking to do. So he's like, once you have something concrete on paper, here's who we are, this is what we do. He goes, I get maybe 50 to 60,000 hits a day of people that just check out the site. So I'm gonna give you the audience. I have an audience, they're already ready to go. You just need to give me content. Give me a message you want me to deliver to my audience, and I'll deliver it. So I'm like, dope.
Awesome, man. That's fantastic. So now, Jonathan, after this, well, what we'll do, you probably haven't been filled in too much, though, Jonathan, but we'll go over Nike and then any other concerns or any other topics after this, and then we'll wrap up the conversation. There's one that's come to our attention. We have a company named, hold on one second here. Yeah, we have a company. We have a company named Feral, Feral. They're an ad agency, and they recently have secured a what is it? A 8 month contract from Nike, and they're coming out with three different new shoes. Chris, what are the shoes again? Chris, anybody?
I lost you. There you go. I lost you guys for a minute.
Chris, what is it? What is it? So Farrell's coming out as an 8 month contract that's signed with Nike, and Nike's coming out with three shoes. Chris, what are the three shoes again?
They're costing.
It's like the Costa or Ronalski or whatever. I don't know the three shoes. They're Nike SBs. I know that much.
I, I'm losing. You're going in and out.
Oh well, they're coming out with three new Nike SB shoes. I forget the name of them. Chris knows better than I do, and they need some development help and also just some guidance because I don't think that they even know what they like to do as well. But they just opened the door. I worked on a project for Puma, building Puma Factory, which was a competitor to Nike ID, and the person who put me on that project put me on this project right here. It's a little bit early in the stages, but to my point from before, as we meet these people and start shaking hands and all of that stuff, we definitely need to make sure that we keep cycling back to the people that we meet and treating them as they're important for sure. Because I even myself, I need to do better with this. I even myself almost let that Nike project slip through my email. And it's really just because I get hundreds of emails a day. On an average, every Sunday I check my email once a week, just throwing that out there, and I'll usually have like 1,500 to 2,000 emails in a week. And that Nike project was stuffed in that email down in there. So luckily, I brought Chris on board to the project, Jonathan, and he's, as of right now, is giving some advisory just so we even figure out what the heck we are doing. Chris is asking great questions and asking the right questions as far as what we want to do. We have a separate channel that's set up for that. And thank you, Chris, so much, too, for adding, too, because, like I said before, I can't do everything, and I really am appreciating that I can leverage the people around me, and now you all are starting to say, well, what can I do instead of waiting around for being told what to do. So, Chris, I think that, as long as we keep asking the right questions, that project's open until spring, and we got the project. We would have to be the ones to fuck it up. So, Chris, really just, stay on my ass about that and be like, what's the status for this thing? Like, what's the very next thing that we can do? To your point, like, you already did that. You put the ball in my court, and as long as we keep that iron hot, we can start eating off of Nike for sure.
Yeah, just like I said, once they tell us what they're looking for, yeah, I could definitely come up with a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't know what they're looking for. So, and again, I don't think they know what they're looking for. So once they kind of tell us, here's what we're looking to do, here's what we're looking to market, we're looking to get this demographic, we want to do this, we want to do that, then that's the easy part. It's just that right now, like we're very much in the dark, so it's kind of difficult. It's difficult, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what they want. So once they tell us what they want.
Yeah, let's be clear, Chris. I just got invited to their group, and because they were kind of being a little bit standoffish at first, because it's like they didn't know me no more than being introduced from the person I worked on with the Puma project. Now that my communication with them has gotten a lot better, and because I told them, I said, guys, you're waiting for me to you're a little frustrated because it might take a couple of days for me to respond via email. But can we get on Skype at least? Like, you don't have to use Slack, but if you can at least get on some other platform, I can respond to you instantaneous, because if you're waiting for me to respond an email, it's going to take days, that's for sure. And they finally got the Skype communication going as of like an hour ago. So we have instantaneous feedback, and I'm gonna send the questions that we have across the line, and then the ball will be in their court. We have a meeting with the head of technology with Nike tomorrow at 4 p.m. or Friday at noon, and I think that'll be the very next step we'll be able to by this weekend have some feedback as far as like what the next steps are. Chris, you'll have your questions answered. Because to be honest with you, man, this is a project where we're not going to wait around and figure out what they want to do and them asking what needs to get done. They're bringing us on board because they want us to take the fucking ball and like tell them which direction we're running in. Make sense?
I mean, we can keep it very simple. So all they need to do from a very simple standpoint is just tell me who the demographic is. That's all they need to do. So they tell me we're looking to attract, skateboard riders or people that know who Costin is, and we're looking to get this product out there. Then boom, that's all I need. It's just I don't know if they're chasing sneakerheads. I don't know if they're chasing SB guys. Like I have no idea who they're chasing.
You'll get that information back by this weekend.
Done.
Awesome.
Done and done.
So that's cool, man. From a developer standpoint, we have it's really cool. We've been doing some help with DJ Dells and Sneaker Shouts, or the Sneaker Addict. We are doing work with Ivan and Sneaker Shouts, some great work actually. Everything that we do that we seem to touch on Sneaker Shouts is helping tremendously, and that's going to pay. We're paying it forward because it's going to pay us back. The more Sneaker Shouts grows, the more we grows, the more we grow, the bigger the plate is that we'll all have to eat off of. As of right now, it's more us putting input and letting the Sneaker Shouts platform grow. Same thing with the Sneaker Addict, but they're in already. Pretty much like we want to have a collective of all different people who have not just ideas, but platforms that they all work on. So we're all bosses. And by collectively contributing to one another, there's some very interesting things that already even are starting to happen. So that's cool there. From the development point of view, we have it's crazy, man. We have 10 projects that we're working on a development team there, Chris. So it's a lot. We've come a long way from the Facebook chat, huh?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
And now it's a great thing too. So that takes care of that. We're really offsetting a lot of the add to cart stuff from Robert and Cloudbot. So he's got his initiative there, and the way that our contract is set up with Robert is that every successful cart that he makes, that we get a substantial percentage off of every transaction. That contract is actually in review with our lawyers right now, and that should be starting up. Pretty much the process is in motion. So at least we'll start to be getting some residual monies in our account. That's always fun.
Hey guys, hold on for 1 second.
Okay.
I gotta put you guys on hold for a second.
Hey Phil, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing? I was just about to Slack you, but I didn't want to distract you on your call.
No, it's all good. How are you doing?
Working it, so to speak. A lot of meetings, a lot of things going on. This guy helping out a lot on.
Yeah. You definitely, when you got Rashawn on your team, you definitely gonna get a lot of help.
Oh, for sure.
It's like night and day around here.
Night and day, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. This guy
Wow, that's tight.
Yeah, not only are we cranking out the project, but we're actually ahead of schedule by days, but not by weeks, but definitely by days.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I've been checking out the Slack channel. A lot of movement.
too is crushing things too. Came in with a black eye today.
Yeah, we got the intern Katie now too.
Yeah, she's fiery. I heard from Rashawn. She's
Mini snugs.
a mini snugs. Oh, I like to see that.
That's true. That's true. Black eye.
Hey guys, listen, I'm back, but my phone's dying, so I'm gonna have to jam. I got 6, so I'm probably gonna die. So, are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Chris, what would you how's the logo going?
The mobile what?
The logo.
The logo.
Oh, I have no idea. I'm in the dark. I haven't heard anything.
Borzy was supposed to hit you back on that. I'll talk to Borju and Evan.
Yes, please, definitely, because let's just be clear, guys. If there's anything that we need to take away from this, it's not just 8 of us in a Facebook group chat right now. There's 20 people in the SneakyHead community alone, and we're reaching like hundreds of thousands of people, including the networks that we have now. So we definitely want to stay on the ball with just making sure all our loose ends are tightened up and all of that stuff. And just be accountable with ourselves. And nobody's perfect. I mean, at the end of the day, heck, we're not getting paid for this. We will, though, as long as we keep moving forward. And to Chris's point, patience, and it takes time, but we just got to keep on a day-to-day basis, just being accountable for things and making each other be accountable for things too. And that's what I got. Chris, do you want to say your goodbyes and anything that you're looking forward to, or anything?
Nah, man, I'm looking forward. We got to get that logo going, the logo, and then let's just keep doing what we're doing.
Awesome. Chris, how do you feel about all the things that we're doing and the momentum we have picking up?
Again, I mean, the possibilities are endless. So, I mean, we're moving in so many different directions. I mean, originally this was strictly a bot, and it's become so much more than that, to the point that, we're almost becoming almost a point of sale. So we're just making ourselves that much more marketable. We just got to tie it all together and just put it in motion, and we'll be good.
What is the last question for you? What is being that we have a whole bunch of different directions, how is that? It's a double-edged sword, so how can we use that for good, and what do you think that we need to not do as far as distractions and stuff?
Well, I think the different lanes that we can go into, bad thing, right? Just because there's a million add-to-cart sites out there, there's a million bots out there, so this is how we separate ourselves, because we're coming up with different innovative ideas. It's going to allow us to pull other people in that are also probably doing similar things, which is great. I think we just need to stay focused on whatever it is that we say we're going to do. We got to do it, right? So a great idea is only a great idea if you don't act on it. So you got to act on it. So if you can put it in motion and you can show a Nike or show whoever, not only did we say we were going to do this, but we did it. That makes it marketable.
That's true. My man. Jonathan, anything you got?
Nah, man. We really went over what we really need to go over, so I'm good. Thanks, Chris, though. Really appreciate your input.
Yeah, sorry I was a little late to get.
It's all good. At least you're here.
Absolutely, and thank you, Jonathan, for curating all of the calls today. Were very important. So thanks a lot for that.
Yeah. A little tricky on that, but yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. I think that wraps it up.
All right, guys. Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.